Hi, good morning. The purpose of this video this morning is to walk you through best practices for studying for this course. So I'm in our Blackboard course, and off to the side you'll see that there's a Unit 1 button. This Unit 1 button contains all the resources I think that are necessary to be successful in Unit 1. I've got some StatCrunch advice. StatCrunch really won't come into play until Chapter 2, but it is embedded in my StatLab to help you basically be the calculator or Excel spreadsheet for all the data we're going to deal with. So the first step should be to take a look at the big picture. In general, what's going on in this section, descriptive statistics has to do with describing a larger population with statistics that you've collected from some sample. You've got a to-do list. Anything that's in red has an actual due date. All of this is found on your calendar so that you can keep up with when it's actually due. So you can see Unit 1 is a pretty big unit. It's got 10 sections of homework corresponding to it. Once you've taken a quick overview, then what we would like to do is look at your next steps. So we take a look at the big picture, and then your next step should not be starting the homework. That is the worst thing you could do for yourself. Your next step should be to actually read your book and watch the lecture videos. The lecture videos are located in the multimedia library in my StatLab, and I will show you that here off to the side. So if you click on my StatLab, now that you have it linked, click on Course Home. It'll bring you to our home page for our course, and in our course you'll notice that there's a button over here called Multimedia Library. When you click on this Multimedia Library, you have lots of choices, which can be overwhelming. I find it easiest to pick the chapter that I want, and then I click Select All because I never know if I want all of it or not. So, and tell it to find it. And then what you get is all kinds of animation that you can play with for understanding. You get PowerPoint slides. You get a prep video for your quiz. Here's your multimedia textbook over here off to the side. So we've got 3 sections here, and then there's also lecture videos that go along with them. All of this is embedded in one spot and makes it easy to look at. But if you take a peek at your textbook online, and honestly I haven't run my browser check, so I don't know if this new Windows will like it or not. Looks like it's loading. That's awesome. Inside of the textbook there are also videos embedded, so you can view the videos that way as well. If I'm scrolling through these, I can see just like a regular textbook, right? I can flip through the pages, all of that wonderful stuff. But I wanted to show you this icon here. See this icon? This is a You Try It icon. So they give you an example and then they give you one to try with feedback on your trial. So the interactive textbook is a great place to study. The hard copy of the textbook is a great place to take notes. Although you can take notes in here, you can pick the highlighting tool and highlight things, but that's not necessarily the best way to organize your notes. I still think you should do old school, and I think it should be pencil and paper, and I think it should be in some notebook somewhere that you can view as you move through the course. But you guys are younger than me, so I'm sure you can handle all kinds of different technology. So once you've read your book and watched your videos and taken your notes, then I'm asking you to come back and skim the PowerPoint slides and listen to my voiceovers. The voiceovers are found here in step 3. Here's the PowerPoint slides, but the most updated one is on MyMathLab. But here's these voiceovers that cover different sections. I'm not going to lie, the Chapter 1 voiceovers are a little too staticky for my taste, so be careful with your sound on them. And then I'm only trying to cover the topics that you struggle with. That way I keep the videos short. Okay, so these should be videos that you use for review. If you get into the homework section and you get stuck, you should come back and watch the specific voiceover that's helpful to you. But all of those are found in this unit, but they're also found over here in the voiceover button. So you could just come straight to Unit 1's voiceovers. Okay? All right, so let's go back to our best practices. Notice I haven't even started homework yet. So I looked at the big picture, I read my book, I watched the videos, I'm going through the PowerPoint slides, are a nice way to just kind of see the overview of the section. The helpful videos and websites here, this folder, some of it has to do with calculators and StatCrunch and things like that. It might be a step that you could skip. The extra practice should definitely be used before getting ready for a test or a quiz. And then I've posted the objectives here. These are the things that once you've finished a chapter, you should be able to talk about any of these topics here. If you can't, those are things you should go back and do more practice on. So that's a big overview of one section. Within the section, you will have homework. I think you saw that in your big picture folder. You will also have chapter quizzes, and then you will have a unit exam when you're finished. If it's not listed on the calendar, it is not required, and you consider yourself lucky, but typically there's a quiz for every chapter, and then there's a unit exam. I hope this quick overview helps you. Please do not hesitate to post questions on Blackboard, call or email, or log on to Blackboard Instant Messenger for more assistance. Thanks. I'm looking forward to a great semester.